Mad Mikey Gaming.
G'day all you mad gamers out there, I'm Mad Mikey and I come from the bloody land down under, and in today's gaming news reactions, opinions, the show where we talk about what's going on in the gaming world for this Tuesday of 2018, and we don't just report on the news, we then go into a bit of opinion and reaction on the whole thing. So if you do go on to like today's video, give it a thumbs up, and if you don't subscribe, maybe consider subscribing. So let's get into the gaming news for today. And over at Kotaku, they have announced there that the Gravity Rush 2 players are rushing to unlock items on the online component. The servers are reportedly going to be shutting down. Well, they're not reportedly, they are going to be shut down as of January 18. And now, while Gravity Rush 2 is primarily a single player experience over on the PlayStation 4, there is an online mode where you can play with other people, unlock tokens, and then have the ability to unlock other things, such as other outfits and sort of the ability to fly without any sort of cooldowns or anything. So it is a bit of fun there. Now, this is why I don't think that online games are going to be the future, or digital future is ever going to be a huge thing. Why? Because when servers get pulled down of things, you lose the ability to unlock things. Now, like a lot of people out there, you may have bought the Gravity Rush 2 while it's been on sale over the holidays, and you've only got a couple of days to do it, and I don't think that that is actually humanly possible to do that. So while you're playing for a complete game, you are not going to be able to get that complete game, especially if you're a completionist. This sort of ties in a lot with loot boxes and you know, just DLC, more or less sort of your loot boxes. You pay all this money for all this in-game add-ons and guns and clothing and just stuff that you are paying your money for. Once that stuff goes offline, say like when Battlefront 2 goes offline for whatever, or Overwatch, I don't think that's going to happen, but it might. The amount of money that you actually pour into that game can then be lost to the ether. They take the game offline, you can no longer play it online. It's a multiplayer-only online game, and then you can't play it. Obviously, Gravity Rush is just a very sort of small multiplayer game involved in that, but you need the multiplayer to be able to unlock the full game. Would be good, obviously, if they just offered that stuff up to the purchasers for free when the servers go down. Don't know if that's going to happen. Don't know if they're going to add it as DLC or paid DLC later in the future, but as of now, that's the only way to unlock it, and that's not cool. Not cool at all. As I said, this is just a server issue, and this game, being single player, not very well known for its multiplayer. I didn't even know that it had multiplayer in it, but yeah, you get my idea of why I don't sort of like these kinds of things. Next up, Sony is expecting 130 new PlayStation VR games to come out this year. They've reported over at IGN saying, following the success of the VR headset, Sony says it expects 130 games to be released on the PSVR by the end of 2018. In a statement, Sony says that the PSVR's 2 million sales have helped bolster the confidence in the product. There are currently 150 titles available on the platform. If all 130 games arrive, that would be an 86% increase. Now, Sony PlayStation VR sales at the moment, as it says, there's about sort of 2 million sold so far. I don't quite get why you would invest that much time. I mean, obviously, as a gamer who has invested their money into the PlayStation VR, you want the most out of the PlayStation VR. But when they're putting companies that made Until Dawn primarily on VR games, it's taking away from, you know, other consumers who don't have it and want that sort of same great Supermassive Games, is it? I can't remember who they are. Yeah, Supermassive Games, that's right. They brought out an amazing game, Until Dawn. Everybody loved it. They probably want a lot more. Then they've brought out Until Dawn Rush of Blood, which is a PSVR game, and now they're bringing out The Impatient, which is going to be a PlayStation VR exclusive game. So people who are fans of the game of Until Dawn need to fork out that money for that VR headset, and I myself personally am not totally sold on VR just yet. I think that it does have a great place in the market of console gaming. It's actually quite huge on the PCs, but they're not selling as hot as everybody expected them to. They did sort of sell out straight away, but you know, kind of sucks. Like, I want to play The Impatient. It was very much the same when Kinect came out over on the Xbox, and then they shifted all of the resources of Rare over onto the Kinect, and they brought out a lot of shitty games. That's where I sort of see PlayStation sort of doing, maybe putting other companies and making them make the VR. Even more so to sort of like your Heavy Rain when the PlayStation Move came out. Heavy Rain was going to have extra episodes coming out. It came with the collector's edition, and then they stopped in place of giving it PlayStation Move support. Big update for the game that if even regardless of whether you had PlayStation Move or not, you had to download that. You had to take up your hard drive space if you wanted to keep playing Heavy Rain, and that was just a big mess. And I myself, as a Heavy Rain fan, was very upset that they weren't continuing on with these little short story DLCs that were promised at the start of it. But guys, I know you've all got opinions, so put your comments down in the section down below. That's it for today's gaming show, so I hope that you go on to and enjoy the games that you are playing, and I'm going to actually see you later on at about 9 o'clock tonight for a stream of Time Machine Tuesday. So what is Time Machine Tuesday? It is where I'm going to be playing a lot of retro games on the PC. I'm going to be streaming over to Twitch, Mixer, YouTube here obviously. So whatever your streaming preference is, you'll find me there. It'll be on around 9 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be playing me some Scarface. That's right, the old original. I've actually got it to start working on the PC, so I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. But guys, until I see you next time, take care. Bye guys.